Mary Lou, this speech also doubles as your funeral speech. Since I'm only marrying you on the condition that you don't die before I do, so that I won't need to cope with a life without you in it, I won't be there to give your eulogy anyway. When we first met way back in 2004, you had just lost your mum and I had been through a couple of really tough years. We were both admittedly fairly imperfect, raw material from which to build a long-term loving relationship upon. Falling in love with you was definitely the easy part, but the rest has taken lots and lots of work. Out of all the challenges being with you has presented me with, by far the hardest has been living so far away from my parents and other family members who are all in Victoria. Just an aside, Mum and Dad, I know I haven't been the easiest daughter, but hopefully it won't get any worse than this. Me getting married as a sloth standing on a rock. Anyway, Mary Lou, whenever I have imagined making a speech at our wedding, the first thing I've always thought of saying is how bloody annoying you can be. So what are some of your more challenging parts of your personality? You laugh at your own jokes. You're always so damn cheerful in the mornings, especially before I've had my coffee. You can fall asleep mid-sentence while you are talking to me. You attempt to multitask when you are cooking, which often ends badly. You are bloody hopeless when I'm sick, especially if I have the vomits. I didn't realise until last year how terrible you are at putting IKEA furniture together. You swear loudly the whole time and always say you can't do it because there are pieces missing. And you save your most loving terms of endearments for the dogs. After that long and damning list of personality flaws, you may wonder, what is it that I do love about you? To me, your most important and endearing quality is that you are such a gentle and good-hearted person. You can cope with attending some horrific car accident and stopping an injured person from bleeding to death, but you fall apart when it comes to the death of an animal. You have a mad sense of humour, and I especially love making you laugh. You make friends very easily and are well loved by so many people, including children. Although I do remember very well the day we went to the Hazelbrook Bowling Club for dinner, and when we entered the room, all the people at the bar stopped talking and stared at you. No doubt people you had previously given traffic tickets to. You love dogs, and our home is overrun with them. I think we passed Mad Dog Women's status years ago, but I can't imagine our life together without them. As a police officer, you display great integrity, compassion and courage. Despite the difficulties and traumas of your job, you have managed to consistently approach your work with pride and commitment. Your service to the community has been immeasurable, while the personal cost to you has been considerable. Sometimes I can't understand how you have remained such a good person, despite having to deal with so many unpleasant people and traumatic experiences over the years. 10 years ago, you developed PTSD, or as it's called in our household, pretty tense and shitty disorder, after you had one too many traumatic experiences to deal with at work. You certainly sleep less well now and your memory is terrible, but out of this difficult experience has come many positives. As part of your efforts to live with PTSD, you decided to take up photography and discovered you have a wonderful gift. You and I have shared so many happy times together, out taking photos or eating horses' duvas at exhibition openings, while you have received awards and public acclaim for many of the images you have taken. As a result of your photography, we were also very fortunate to meet Susan and Ron. Thank you for accepting my many imperfections, my bossiness, the various obsessions and preoccupations, my disinterest in housework, and my neglect of our family at times, while I have concentrated on other things. Your patience and support has helped me achieve some things that I feel proud of, and for this I'm very grateful. I honestly can't wait for you to retire. I am so glad we have a new home to retire to and a plan for our future. I hope we have lots of time together to enjoy that part of our lives, to take photos, develop friendships, find ways to contribute to the community down there, while also becoming fiendishly good at lawn bowls. Be warned, Culburra Bowling Club. A final memory I want to share about you is from 2014, when you needed to have an operation. I remember arriving at the hospital to find that you were in the high dependency unit after complications during the surgery. That is another of your personality flaws, the tendency for being overly dramatic.
No.
I remember the following week so clearly. All the text messages you sent throughout your first night in hospital, including one at 2 a.m. saying you were bored, the time we spent together talking about the future, many tender and loving moments while you got back on your feet. Sadly, when you arrived home, I realised that whatever cocktail of drugs you had been taking at the time meant you couldn't remember anything that had happened while you had been in hospital, including how well we had got on. Obviously, getting married to you means signing up to the whole crazy deal, come what may, and I do because I love you.
Okay. Well, hello Jenny Bigelow. I'm going to cry now.
That's it.
It has been our decision. Why am I the one that's like this? It has been our decision to marry, but there's a few people I had to ask first. Giddy, who said, hell yeah, we can go out in the car. Oren, who said, she's good when there's storms so she can stay. And Mungie, who always has so much to say, said, she built me a fort at the beach and makes you happy. So of course. Someone had to cry, it had to be me. It's okay. Tough police officer. Two people I didn't ask were your parents. So I hope I get your blessing, Di and Liz, to marry this sloth. It has taken us 16 years to get to this point in our relationship when I can say anything I want without you telling me to talk, and you are not allowed to interrupt or ask questions. Then you tell me I have to say the following. Jenny is about the perfect person. Whenever we have disagreed about something, I have always realised later that, of course, you are right. She's humble too, and obviously loves doing housework. Never complains about anything or gets grumpy. She wakes up every morning and jumps out of bed full of energy. I think she's the funniest person ever. And I don't think there is a single thing I'd want to change about her. But now that I've said that, this is what I really wanted to say. Our first meeting was at Quest for Life in 2004. I was told about this remarkable woman, and I followed you down to your workroom and admired your butt in your work pants. I had a spring in my step ever since. Over these 16 years we have grown together. We've had our ups and downs. You made the sacrifice to move from Melbourne, to leave your parents and settle in Bundanoon and then Lawson, and soon we will move to our dream house in Culburra Beach. During this time I have seen you grow into a woman that I have the greatest love and respect for. You are kind, considerate, generous, thoughtful, unfortunately often right. You are resourceful, sensitive, passionate, willing to try, but the one quality that I love more than anything is you make me laugh. At times I watch your face light up with ideas or something funny, and realise how lucky I am. Sorry, I'm fogging up. You've been here when I needed someone. You came into my life just after Mum passed away. Dad became sick and you cooked him meals, including curried sausages. Though I think he really got curry sauce, so you ate most of the sausages. The night before he died, we sat in the hospital watching the Swans playing in the final. As we left him, that you told him you would take care of me. Then you bloody told him that I'd changed my report cards, giving me better grades behind the library at Seaforth. Should have dropped you then. Then arrived PTSD, or as you call it, pretty tense and shitty disorder. My 2 a.m. texts while in hospital saying I'm bored. My angry outbursts when I come home from work. My numerous annoying habits, especially being so cheery in the morning. And my answer to your numerous questions with, I don't know. But you've stayed. Today it is us, our dogs, and for the next 2 years and 64 days, not that I'm counting, policing. Your support has been unquestionable for a job that at times is questionable and hard, especially on the partners. I admire your commitment to the community, animal welfare and the environment. First through our book and now Blue Ark. There has been your hard work and dedication to the Salty Sea Dog. And I know in my heart it would not be as wonderful as it is without your love and our love affair with Bunnings. I feel after 16 years in marriage, I am now qualified to say to you, darling, it's a millimetre out. I have learnt not to poke the bear until after the first coffee, but there are a few things that we need to talk about. Your persistence to murder the poor ice cream in the bowl with a spoon. I've had enough. You put the toilet paper on the incorrect way. You're often right and never admit when you're wrong. Your killer instinct in any competition is amazing. Watch out, Culburra, as she's already said. Your lack of tolerance for Mungi's foot licking, and your lack of accepting my colourful choices, and most importantly, your lack of back scratches for me. To finish, I found a saying. They say marriage is finding that one special person you can annoy for the rest of your life. Yeah. Jenny Bigelow, you are the love of my life, and I have found you. Anne, Jenny and I thank you for entering into the spirit of our wedding wholeheartedly. You were the perfect choice for us. Your wonderful sense of humour, commitment to community, work and environmental activism, your gift with words and your generosity of spirit. To Susan and Ron, we thank you for being here today. It is an honour and blessing to have you at our wedding. We also thank you for the support and effort you put into ensuring that people like Jenny and I could get married. We have gained so much from knowing you both, including being the inspiration behind our short-lived but extremely enjoyable Fuck the Platicide catering company. Susan, you're a wonderful, kind-hearted woman who gives us great faith that there are people who seek public office motivated by a profound commitment to social justice and care for the planet. Ron, you asked that Jenny write you your thank you speech, so this is from her to you. Mr. Ron, thank you for being our your unique and irreplaceable self. You have helped me to realise that it is possible to be rude, grumpy, and very difficult to get on with, and still extremely lovable. You are definitely a role model for me in later years. That's an honour, Ron. That's it.